Happy holidays, everyone. Happy holiday, my sister from another mister. Uh, Go and figure that out, everybody. And if you don't know that inside joke, sorry, you'll figure it. Look at other episodes. Don't know what to tell you. But today's episode is going to be titled, or at least somewhat titled, and this comes from her herself. Just fucking do it. Right? Just fucking do it. And when it comes to marketing or ideas of things that we have to do, at the end of the day, just fucking do it. You got to get done. So without further ado, Christina, welcome and happy.
Thanks. Happy holidays. It's crazy that it's a holiday season.
It's
How did we get here so quick?
I don't know. It happens. It's life. Here we are,
Yes.
right
The
here.
older you get, the quicker time goes. Yes, that's what it is.
So download us on what this obviously the theme of, obviously we know that, but the avatar, the person, the business owner who is listening to this right now, laughing their ass
Yeah.
already because of the title, but also going like, what do you mean? Like, who am
Yeah.
I going on?
So let's start with the client avatar and our funny little joke that I took notes. So great in. So when I think about the client that I'm going to be telling you guys today, I think about where he started. And the first thing was he's an expert, like genuinely an expert in his field. He knows his craft through and through, and he knows that. But like every other business owner, he didn't sign up to be a content creator. So even though he knew his craft, he was like, "Hey, I don't want to be a content creator." I know there are also people listening to this that feel that way. Shit, even I feel that way, and I am a content creator. You know what I mean? I think about the person who prefers to stay behind the scenes, doesn't necessarily want to get on camera. They're running the business, right? They wear all the hats. The last thing they want to do is be the front and center of the business. I know a lot of people as well who feel like that, right? We don't want to be front and center. We just kind of want to be in the back. Again, I'm with you. Like, I feel the same exact way. Or maybe you're somebody who just feels extremely awkward creating content, right? Like, hey, we've all been there. It takes a lot of practice, but yeah, like it's definitely awkward talking to a camera by yourself. That's weird as hell. But you're probably also the person that knows that you have to do social media and that you have to do video content, right? And so it's like we have all these things that are floating through our head, all of this resistance, but at the end of the day, we do know what needs to get done, right? And that leads me to Dr. Lawrence Green. Dr. Green is a dermatologist in Rockville, Maryland. It's right outside of the DC area. He's been in the game for like 25 plus years. He is the vice president of the American Dermatology Academy. The man speaks every week, it seems like, at a conference or something. He's always on the plane, right? He's very well known in the industry. I met Dr. Green back in 2019. When I first met him, reels weren't even a thing yet. Like, that wasn't a thing, but video content was starting to, trickle in. And my big rule of thumb with social media is if there's a new feature, try to do it, like use it. Like, that's the whole point. That's going to help you get reach. So I had been working with Dr. Green for about a year before Reels came out. And so it was, yeah, right in about 2020 during COVID, Reels popped. It was August. Wow. I can't believe I remember that date, August 2020. And so now we're like, okay, we have a new way of pushing out video. We have a new way to like really be exposed. And he's had a lot of videos actually blow up on the platforms. Now, with that being said, this man wanted nothing to do with video when I first met him, which I'm sure a lot of you listening feel the same exact way. He was like, hell no, I'm not getting on video. I'm not doing this. And I was like, okay, sure, you haven't worked with Christina long enough because Christina gets her way every single time. And sure enough, I did. And so, I start to get him going on videos and he's starting to see the results. Obviously, COVID was a time where a lot of people were online. So, like, if you hit the algorithm, you had a pretty good chance of being exposed. So he was seeing results, which was beautiful, right? We're like, great, we're seeing the results, we're getting the traction, we're gaining more followers. Awesome. So let's fast forward to 2021, right? So we're in 2020, now we're in 2021. We have been doing reels, a lot of video content. I can't, till this day, cannot get this man off of video. Like, it's video or bust with him. Like, he's like, static post, no thank you. I want video all the time. And so him and his wife were in Miami and I went out to dinner with them. And I think that was actually that was the first time I ever met them in person. And as we all know, content is always evolving. It's always changing. And unless we know it's a pain in the ass to keep up with, but you have to keep up with it. And you always have to test different ideas out. We never know what's going to work. Something that could have worked for you like clockwork, 6 months ago might not work for you now. And so that's why it's really important to change up your content, especially when it starts to feel stale. And so we got to dinner and I was like, I'm going to pitch him on this idea while I'm at dinner. Like, let's get this going. And so we get a really beautiful, nice bottle of Italian wine. I hate Italian wine. And this was delicious. And so I was like, all right, God, here's my chance. Let's dive into this. And so I ended up saying to him, hey, I have an idea. I know you're going to have some resistance to it, but hear me out. And that's when I pitched to him to do drugstore product reviews. Obviously, a lot of people, especially now, are really into skincare and stuff, but skincare on the budget would be great because this shit is fucking expensive. And so with that being said, I was just like, you should do drugstore product reviews, talk about the different products like cleansers, moisturizer, whatever, right? I was like, I promise you this will do well. And he was like, no. And I was like, yes. His wife looked at him. She goes, Larry, just listen to her. And he was like, okay, fine. I'll give it a shot. This was in 2021. Till this day, it's our main piece of content. Till this day, 2025 going into 2026, our main piece of content. But it's not just about that, right? So like what happened once we started to implement these drugstore videos? Well, the first thing is we saw crazy growth on TikTok. We already were doing decent on TikTok because he would do extraction videos, but this just brought us to a whole new level. And it was really more so from the engagement piece than anything. I am able to fuel all of his content based on comments from TikTok, which is pretty amazing, right? To get all that kind of engagement. But people are into skincare. Dermatology too is like just one of those fields that does really well on social if you do it right. And so I do want to put that out there. It's a little bit easier. But nonetheless, people were really into it. And I mean, across platforms, we got to be over 12,000 followers across platforms. And it was because of these specific videos, right? And that's just social media growth, right? We're not even talking about the growth that happened outside of social media. And so what was really fucking cool, I was like, this is my moment, is when I got to watch a Good Morning Washington, D.C. segment and see all my graphics that my team created scrolling. And I was like, holy shit, like this is incredible. And he did this whole segment and we were all like, oh my God, your social media is great. It's so knowledgeable and education and XYZ, right? And then they took it a step further and they did a segment inside of Walgreens. They literally did a drugstore product review on Good Morning Washington, D.C. That one little idea I had that he literally told me no catapulted into so much more. And I will tell you this, I'm not saying that social is the main reason or anything, but because his social presence is strong and he is so known in like the dermatology industry, he was not doing as many speeches and speaks and stuff like conferences and stuff that before this, right? Like I've known this man since 2019 and I never saw him travel the way I have in the last 3 years. And it's just been, and again, not saying that, oh, social media is driving that, but I'm saying it helps it because it backs him up. And I always admit that he doesn't get patients from social media. That's not what we're using it for, really. It's exposure of his craft and his expertise and like just how prominent in this industry he is. So that's why the title of this episode is just fucking do it. Because if he didn't just fucking do that, would all of that stuff happen? No, not at all.
Talk us through like where you think, and I don't know if you've talked to him about this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been a while, but like where was he mentally and why he was saying no, right? Because I
Mhm.
in 2019, he didn't think in 2025 that he's traveling every week to speak. And I don't think that was probably a part of your whole strategy yet at that point. But where was he mentally, emotionally with like saying, no, I'm not doing those reviews?
So I don't think this will go back to like your typical client, and I will be honest with that. If anybody knows him, they know how much he loves me. And when it really came down to it was trust. Like, honestly. And so, but I know not everybody has somebody that they're working with, and I get that, right? And so, for him, it came down to trust. He trusted me, he trusts my expertise. And till this day, he lets me do whatever the hell I want. Like, if I'm like, hey, we do get ready with me. So that was totally his idea. That was not my idea. Seeing a 62-year-old man doing get ready with me is ridiculous. But ours really came down to trust. And I don't think he ever had anybody explain to him growth in the way that I did. So I think when we were speaking about video and what I was expecting from him, I honestly think I made the process a lot easier for him. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't have anybody to work with, you just got to get the fuck over yourself. Like, that's just what it comes down to. And, you're not going to have somebody who's going to say, hey, no, I know this is going to work. You're not going to have somebody to give you that extra push. You got to give yourself that extra push. So, and I say this a lot, like, if you think it has a chance of being relatable, or, it has a good message about it, just go for it. Like, literally just do it. Not every post is going to convert. Not everything is going to lead. It's not meant to. It's not supposed to. But if in your gut you're like, I feel like this is a good idea, you gotta try.
What worse could happen? No one sees it. It has minimal use. Like,
I'm even like that with sales now. I'm like, I did this the other day. Like, somebody didn't answer to my proposal. I'm like, fuck this. I'm sending her the contract. I sent the contract. She signed it. She's paying the invoice today. Right. It was like, what's the worst that can happen? She has to sign the contract. Okay. Like,
and I want to say, and this is coming from me personally, when I'm doing content stuff or thinking through ideas of, we try to create, as content creators, try to think of like our people who we're trying to talk to, but also we negatively, without even thinking about it subconsciously, like we also don't want the haters to come out and then we have to defend what we're talking about, right? It's like twofold. The thing is, you have to get over that other part of it because it's going to happen regardless. There are bots everywhere attacking you for everything, right? But if you trust what you're saying and exactly what you're saying is, one, not illegal and stuff like that, well, then you're good, right? Just back it up, because I think the other part of it is, and you can quote me if I'm wrong, even engaging with bots, even though they're bots, and engaging in a way that everyone knows that they're bots,
yeah.
also helps your algo because it helps your engagement and it keeps going and going and going. So actually utilize that as more of a positiveness and not a draining, oh my God, this person's saying this and now I have to reply. And I get it. I've been there. It gets exhausting. But if you can flip the script in your brain of saying, I know they're a bot, I'm going to call all of that out and we're going to keep engaging, then when the people that you want to see it look through it, they're going to get your personality and go, oh, hell, they're hilarious. And like,
Right.
they know that's a bot, right? What do you say to making sure that one, after you just fucking do it, and what you're afraid of is typically getting attacked or feeling or looking a certain way? Now what from that, right? We're doing it. Now, how do I adjust to the next part?
You got to keep doing it. I don't think you can adjust to the next part until you keep doing it. We all know that things are uncomfortable until they're not. And I know that's like a bullshit answer, but it's literally true. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's like, I get it. Like, there's plenty of times I look back on content even now and I'm like, why did I say that? Or why do I look like that? I mean, shit, even the last episode we did, I wanted to re record because I was like, what happened there? Like, I don't even know. Right. And Story told me no. And, we just put it out there and I got over it. And like, I think the thing to remember is to like think of it like a 24-hour, right? Like, once it's up there, it will get the initial engagement. People forget about it in 2 days. And if they don't, well, then you did a damn good job and you got a good video, right? And so, yeah, I think it really just comes down to an ego. Just letting go of your ego. Like, and I always tell people, like, at the end of the day, are the haters or the bots or like whoever, are they paying your bills? No. Do you need to do this in order to be successful? Yes. So you are scared and you continue to fall further in the hole, or you get the fuck over it and you're on your way to like more success. It's not easy. Like, I'm not gonna drive. I know I make it sound like it's a little more easier than it is. I know it's not easy, but it's just the nature of it. And you're not the only one. We're all making ourselves look like assholes on social. Come on, join. Let's do it.
You know, and then we talk about it all the time in my industry because it's a cluster it itself. At this point, I just want it to go bad or good. I don't want it to be middle of the road. Like, give me something that's really crap people are calling me out on, or something that goes viral, because then you can do something. You can learn from it. You can engage with it. It's when you go through the mundane, like stuck at the 500, the 200, whatever they call it nowadays. But like,
200 jail or whatever.
it's just when you're stuck there and there's no bad or good, you're just like, well, what am I Like, what am I doing this for? And
And we've been there plenty of times. Like we have it happen to us. Like yeah, like that's valid and it's tough. But like you're saying, learn. You have to learn. Like I think once you can start treating social and content as like a numbers game in your head, like really lean into the metrics and be like, this shit tanked, but why do I think it tanked? Right? Like use it as a game. It becomes a lot easier because you really do start to detach from it. And again, like stop thinking social is the end all be all. If you're not doing the other things, then like social doesn't matter anyway. So
correct. So, well, I appreciate everything. Happy holidays to you, our listeners, and everybody. To end this, what was the name of the theme again?
go fucking do it.